When Bon Scott was alive, he was with AC/DC.
Yep.
You were a guy in a band called the Geordies.
Geordie.
Geordies.
Geordie,
Was that how you said it?
Geordie, yeah.
You know, it was an obscure kind of band, right? They weren't doing all that well. And you had even said you were almost at the point where you had no money, you were living with your parents, you were in your 20s.
That's right, 30s.
At your 30s.
30s, you're living at home.
Yeah, you were living with your parents.
Fucking loser.
Yeah. you were living with your parents, and you'd even said, you know what, I'm going to give it another couple of weeks, but if it doesn't work out,
That's right.
I'm going to open an automotive business.
Which I did.
You did?
Aye.
Well, how do you go from the Geordies to AC/DC? Bon Scott dies. Who knew to call you from AC/DC when old Bon went?
First of all, there was a fan from Cleveland, to my eternal debt, I thank, Mutt Langer, who kept saying, listen, you got
Mutt Lang?
Mutt Lang, he said, you got to try this guy. And Bon Scott himself unwittingly told the boys, he said, of all the rock singers I've seen in England, there's this kid called Brian Johnson who played with when he was in the other band.
Yeah.
And we played together, and we got on well, me and Bon. We just had a pint, and we went our separate ways, and I never saw him again.
But that's very generous of him to go around.
It was very nice of him. And,
some lead singers would be possessive and not mention the good news singer.
But I think he had a gig, you know.
Right.
His
He
gig
was secure.
set.
Yeah.
But he just, you know, it was a very nice thing to say. So they put the three together and said, we've got to find this guy. So I got the telephone call in my office, and this woman said, it's Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
And I went, who's this? And she went, this I cannot say. Because I'm phoning for you must to come to sing in London.
It was a German woman, I think.
Yeah. And I said...
Top secret.
I said, well, for which band? She says, I cannot tell you this. I said, well, I'm not coming down to London if you cannot tell.
She called you for the audition and says, I cannot tell you who is the band or nothing.
I said, well, you got to give us a clue. She went, okay, the initials are AC on CTC. And I said, so it's AC/DC. She went, I have said too much.